I have far too many books. Hello, welcome back. I have over 100 books on my physical TBR, and I believe at this point I probably have 400-ish, 500 read books on a stack on my floor, on several stacks on my floor, up against a wall. I don't have a bookshelf, and just the other day I was trying to get Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros to lend to someone to read, and I genuinely had no idea where it was because I have far too many books, which I'm going to show you in just a second. But given this incredible problem of too many books that I want to read in this lifetime, and continuously incredible books being written and releasing, which means more books to buy, therefore more books on my physical TBR, I decided to take on the challenge of taking down my physical TBR. And there are many other amazing book creators, just creators on the internet partaking in this. Maybe you watching are also trying to get through your physical TBR. So it's a challenge that everyone is in together. I think we're trying to battle overconsumption. Probably not going to work for me because, as I said, I will continue likely purchasing more and more books and therefore adding to my physical TBR. But hey, that's okay. That just means more books to own and read, because who doesn't love owning books? And I fully believe this, that buying books and reading books are two very different, okay, maybe not that many varies, but quite different hobbies and activities, because the feeling of going to a bookstore, maybe your favorite bookstore or a local bookstore that you're discovering, or a used book fair, that's just so special in its own way. And I have started doing that less and less because also the prices of books is just absolutely astronomical. But funny enough, I just went to to a local little bookstore with Sabina and Andre and his girlfriend, and that was so fun. And that was on Saturday. Today is Wednesday, and I've already read all of the books I had bought. I bought 3 books, a beautiful edition of Jane Eyre, which I listened to on Audible a few months ago, and I was looking to buy a physical copy that I loved. It was $40, but it's so beautiful. And I bought The Favorites, which is a figure skating, Think Carrie Soto Is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is pretty similar, but in the figure skating world. It was pretty good. The ending really pissed me off. And then I also read Small Things Like These by, I believe, Claire Keegan. So those are the 3 books I bought, and I already read all of them. All that being said, back on track, I want to get through my physical TBR because I've kind of let myself go from reading a little bit. Travel, work, changes, life got ahead of me. Got ahead of me? I don't know. Life kind of got in the way. And I haven't been reading as much. Last year, I didn't get to 100 books. I think I was around 90 overall. The year before, I know I did get to 100. There's been a year where I read about 170 books in a year. So I've fluctuated, but I love reading, and I do generally hit a pretty high number. I've stopped with a Goodreads goal, by the way, because the pressure, I just didn't like seeing the timeline. I just want reading to be for fun. And all that being said, let's start off with the book I'm currently reading on my physical TBR. More like this tome. It's freaking huge. I think it has 1,000 pages. I actually am not sure. I'm about halfway. Okay, well, acknowledgements is 1,030. Is this still part of it? Wow, this is wild. This is wild. Okay, I think 1,024. 1,024 pages. Insane. But this is Alchemised by Sen Lin Yu. I got this as a gift. Look how sweet this is. I will cherish this forever. And I got this as a gift back in October. I'm doing a whole dedicated reading vlog on it because I feel like it was the book of the season last year. And this is the book we're starting with for getting through my entire physical TBR. I'm reading another book on my Kindle, which is Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office, and I got this recommended to me at work. And I've been enjoying it so far, but I read it in bite-sized chunks, so just a chapter 2, 3 at a time, usually at night as I'm falling asleep. And I've been reading it probably for months and months, but just like I said, little bits at a time. And I don't actually own the book. So even when I finish that, that won't count as taking down my physical TBR. But let's go to my book stack so I can show you what we're dealing with and kind of identify some priority ones that I'd love to read soon. The problem is, I just know that's not gonna happen. There are some books on my TBR that I've been telling myself I really, really want to read ASAP for months. Probably some for years. And something always comes up, or in the spur of the moment, I look at that stack and just pick something else up. That's kind of what happened with Alchemised, actually. I decided to give it another go via audiobook because part 1 was so gory and hard for me to get through, and then I got hooked, and so I picked it up and I'm finishing it. But it is so big. It is so long, and I really want to binge read some of it. But like I said, I'm doing a whole reading vlog for that. But I think this will be really fun to document the journey. I think it'll be a good incentive to read more from my physical TBR because like I said, I really want to get through it. There are so many books on there. I actually also think I haven't been great about updating my Goodreads TBR list. Sometimes I buy books and forget to mark them as on my TBR. And there have been a few times where I received a book as a gift and I already own it. Also with my book club, I'm so sorry guys. I make it so hard because basically every book they want to read, I've already read. But hey, it makes us go outside of the box. We actually just read a book which I recommended and I liked. No one else liked it, but I liked. It was Consider Me by Becca Mack, and I finished that about 4 days ago. But let's go to my TBR. This is what we're dealing with. All of this beauty. Also, to give some more context, I will show you from a different angle. Here we have 3, 3, 1. So this is 7 stacks of books. You can't tell, but this is one stack, and then like all of these are the second stack. It ends here, and then this is the third stack. And then same here. 1 stack, 2 stack, 3 stack. Also, if you don't see the spine or the title and you just see the pages, I've read those. That's why it was so hard to find Fourth Wing. But thank goodness Laura, who reorganized all my books a few months ago, because I did put them kind of grouped by series. So I also know that I tabbed them though. So all of these are Throne of Glass. Here I have all of ACOTAR. This is the Powerless, like the Powerless books, Addicted. These are all Heartstopper. Anyway, that's not very important or pertinent to this conversation, which is about my TBR. Here you have it. There are 5 stacks, these 3, and then these little 2 ones, because I used to have them all against the wall and they were just falling. Every time I'd go on vacation, I'd come back and there were books scattered around my floor. One time my plant fell and shattered. I don't even remember what pot it was in. I hope I wasn't emotionally attached to that pot, because I am to this one, so I hope this one never breaks. But this plant has been through a lot. Anyway, as you can see, I mean, should we count? I think we should count how many books I have. On Goodreads, I want to say, also you should follow me and be my friend on there. I love Goodreads so much, and I try to be funny in my reviews. Let me know if I'm succeeding. But on Goodreads, I think it says I have 100, somewhere around 100. At one point it went down to 96 and I was pretty proud of myself, but I have purchased continuously more books, and right now I think I have 2 or 3 pre-ordered. I know I have the Abby Jimenez book, the Elsie Silver new book, Carly Fortune, Our Perfect Storm. I actually want to go pre-order it in person at a local bookstore in Montreal because they're receiving 25 signed copies. Funny intermission, I called that bookstore yesterday and asked if I can pre-order online, and he was saying, wait, how do you even know we're getting signed copies? And I said, well, it's on her website, and like she listed this bookstore as one of the Canadian bookstores that are gonna get signed copies. And he goes, oh, that's cool, you're the first person to call us or ask to put it aside. Like, yeah, that's no problem, you just have to come in person. And he's like, you must be a big fan. Yes, sir. Yes, I am. I think I have Every Summer After. No, I know I have Every Summer After signed. I can't remember if I ever found one Golden Summer signed. I don't think so. And that's actually my favorite book by Carly Fortune. That was such a good book. That was last year's response. That was last year's release. Anyway, so I know I have about 3, 4, the new ACOTAR books are coming out this year and early next year, so I'm gonna keep buying books, obviously. New releases are allowed, and even some others, and like for book club. But these are the ones I have to get through. I also just got, oh my god, I'm looking at 2 that I got as a gift. Thank you. But it just keeps adding to my books. Okay, so I know we're around 100. This is going to be very boring as I count, so enjoy this sped up. Okay, stack 1 has 12. Some of these I really want to get to. Some of them I will not, and I know I won't for a while. But I do really want to read Releasing 10. This series is incredible. It shatters your heart into a billion pieces. It's the Boys of Tommen series. I really want to get to, I don't know, The Last Hours. I didn't know that that's what this trilogy is called, but the whole Chain of Gold is book 1, Chain of Iron is book 2, and then Chain of Thorns is book 3. But I'm so mad because Chain of Thorns I have the hardcover, and every other like Shadowhunter book I own is softcover. So unfortunately, I have a feeling I'm going to give away Chain of Gold hardcover and try and get it in paperback. But I just read, what's that one called? Infernal Devices I read a while ago, but I just read the series before this. The Dark Artifices? I say it so wrong. Dark Artifice. Whatever, that one. I just read that trilogy and it was so good. It transported me back essentially to high school and I loved every second of it. So I want to get to this next trilogy, which I actually think is a prequel to the Mortal Instruments. I just know that it's Castairs again and Herondales. Oh, it's the kids. Okay, it's the kids from the Infernal Devices. Anyway, okay, so that was 12, right? Yes, I said 12 here. 41. These plus this stack combined is 41. But actually, no, it's 40 because I included Jane Eyre, but this is that beautiful edition I told you I just bought for $40, but I've already read Jane Eyre. So we're at 40. This stack plus this first one, we're at 40. Oh la la. Then we have 90. Okay, this is exactly 90. So stack 1, 2, 3, 4, we're at 90. My goodness, okay, I'm definitely way over 100. So just this is 90. 137. I did not think it got that high again. I guess I kept buying books. The thing is, this whole stack here, all of it is classics, pretty much. Most of them are classics. Realistically, this will see the least amount of traction. I've bought some of these honestly knowing that I will read them throughout my whole life, and that's okay. So this is less of a priority, but here there are about 30 books, 37 I think to be exact. No, 27 because we were at 90 here. So there are 27 books in this stack, and oh my gosh, I'm lying, there are 47. What? These ones are so thin that there are 47 books here. Wow, okay. Well, there folks, you have it, 137 books. Technically 138 with the one I'm currently reading. Ella has just started playing with her toy, which makes noise and being a menace. I guess I should feel more motivated now that I've counted, but I genuinely thought it was less than that. And now I'm realizing the challenge set ahead for me. 137. I can block 137 books with my body. But there they are. This row alone is 47. This one. 47 books. Huh. Anyway, I'm gonna finish Alchemised. I would tell you which book I want to read next, but I don't even know. I have over 500 pages left of Alchemised to finish before I decide what my next read is. I have a feeling it's gonna be a short and sweet book because after Alchemised, I'm gonna need a little bit of a breather and something positive. The clock just hit 7 p.m. and I got home from a few little errands / appointments, and you saw that in between I went to a cafe and got to read for a little bit. I'm not feeling very great. I feel very low energy and my tummy kind of hurts. So I'm gonna end the video here, but I'm really excited to keep reading tonight. I'm gonna have some dinner. I have some delicious leftovers. And I think I want to plop on the couch with a heated blanket and my cat and a cup of tea on my book. And I'm probably gonna put on, earlier I was having Disney tunes, like old Disney music playing in the background, that type of YouTube video that's kind of like background music, and I was really enjoying it. Usually I'll listen to classical music, just all of those playlists. Sometimes I'll do one that's ambiance, as if you're in Valeris, which is the world from ACOTAR. So I'll definitely find something to set the mood and feel really cozy and just read the night away. But this is where I leave you. I am so excited to get through my TBR. I hope you enjoy coming along this journey with me. This was really just kicking it off, and basically me putting this video out there showing that I am committed. I'm actually going to edit this really, really quickly tonight and get it up so that I hold myself accountable to get through my TBR. Also, we are moving in a little bit, and the less books that I have to carry, the better. So I really have to stop buying more for a practical standpoint. Okay, bye. See you next time.